Hey guys, it's Lonnie here, and welcome to my new old school RS series that I'm going to be doing here on my channel. This account is my new snowflake Iron Man named Diaries, whose goal is to complete all achievement diaries in old school RS. So while we get Tutorial Island over with, I'm going to run through all the guidelines for this account. We're going to completing an achievement diary tier, one at a time, and while we do that, we are going to be locked into the area that is related to that tier while we are completing it. I'm going to be assigning each diary a number as they are listed on the old school RS wiki and using a random number generator to choose which diary we'll be tackling first. I know, out of this world technology. During our time completing the selected diary, we must gain all levels needed within the area. I've also decided to go ahead and gain any upgrades on equipment within the area. However, I'll only be gaining the ones from shops, as gaining monster drops can be a slippery slope. For example, if we get the KHARID diary as our first tier, then technically we would have to kill the Calphite Queen to get her drops before moving on. But that's just an example, not foreshadowing. Exceptions will be made where necessary, and I will address these when they may occur, not foreshadowing. I'll stop reading off my lovely script now and jump straight into the challenge. We're just about getting done with Tutorial Island here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull up the RS wiki and take a look at the achievement diaries that we have. So here are all the achievement diaries. There's a total of 12. Ardoin, Desert, Falador, Fremennik, Kandarin, Karamaja, Korend, Lumbridge, Mauritania, Varrock, Western Provinces and Wilderness. I'm going to go ahead and assign Ardoin 1 and Wilderness 12, so it goes from 1 to 12. And we're going to roll on the number generator, and I wonder what we're going to get. So over on random number generator, we're going to go ahead and set the max to 12, and let's generate a number. And we got number 2. Oh, what an absolute shock. Now let's take a quick look and see which one we got. It's number 2. What's it going to be? Oh, it's the desert. Oh no, I really didn't expect that. Oh, damn. So here we are, guys, in Lumbridge, jumping straight into the challenge. So gonna head round into the desert. Not gonna go through the gate. I'm gonna need 10 GP. Don't have that. Poor as dirt. Can't go through. Yeah, we're gonna have to walk around. So I decided to go ahead and drop all of the things that we got from Tutorial Island, because I wanted to start fresh, get all the stuff we need from the desert. And before we actually head into the desert, I'm actually going to do the first exception of this account. And I know, I hate saying this, but I was not prepared to lamp to level 5 hunter. We need level 5 hunter to catch the birds in the desert, and I was not doing that. And in hindsight, I'm glad that I didn't wait for lamps, because I only got about 3 genies in the entire time I was in the desert. And you guys are going to see I was there for ages. Yeah, I did not get enough genie lamps at all. So I'm glad that we went to Varrock Museum, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the Varrock Museum quiz, which is going to get us 9 Hunter and 9 Slayer to start with. So that's 1000 XP in Slayer, 1000 XP in Hunter. We get 9 Slayer, 9 Hunter straight off the bat. So finally we're heading into the desert. I feel absolutely disgusting being in Varrock when we don't need to, and that crafting kid there looks weird. I didn't realise how weird the children look in this game. We found ourselves a first imp, so we're going to go ahead and punch it. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill it or not though. I thought I'd go ahead and get all the imps that I could find, because they do drop a couple of things, and also we need the beads to get round to doing room mysteries eventually. I'm not sure if we're going to need that for a specific diary, but it does unlock room crafting, so I assume we're going to have to do that at some point anyway. Oh, and there we go. First red bead. Foreshadowing. So the first thing I'm going to do when I'm in the desert, I'm going to train up my thieving. Now, unfortunately, the only way we can train our thieving up at the moment in the desert is by thieving men and women. I believe there's only men in the desert. That is sexist. But we're going to have to pickpocket them now to level 21. And I'm probably going to do it a bit after 21 as well, because they do give a bit of money. But until we get a better source of income, this is probably what I'm going to do. just to get a little bit of cash. So I'm going to do this until level 21. Now I just realised I don't have any food, and of course when you're pickpocketing you're going to get damaged for being caught. And I was going to maybe go ahead and fish, because there is a little fishing spot in KHARID, and then there's a range also, and I could use that to cook the fish. But I think you can only fish shrimp in KHARID, so I just thought there was literally no point, because I saw this beautiful kebab store, and yeah, kebabs are good. I actually have never used kebabs before in RuneScape as a source of like actual food. I know you get the Drunken Dwarf random event, but does anyone actually use that? Do they just drop it on the floor or just ignore him? Yeah. So I've never actually used kebab as food, and it's actually really interesting because I think it heals like maybe 6 or 7 or something like that if it's like a normal kebab, but you can also get good kebabs which heal you like 11, and some can also raise your combat stats, but then on the flip side they can also diminish your combat stats as well if you get a bad kebab, or they can just heal you for 0. So yeah, they're a bit of a gamble, but they're only 1 GP each, so I just thought I'd go ahead and get some. The only downside to them is really you just have to click through all the text to get them. You can't just open the guy's shop and just buy as many kebabs as you want, unfortunately. But hey ho, that's what we're going with. So here we are being an absolute boss. We've just hit 21 thieving, which is amazing. And look at that sexy cash stack. 1.7. Oh, 1.8k actually. Excuse you. We do have a book of knowledge in our backpack. I'm not too sure on what skill I'm going to use this on yet, because this series is a bit strange, as in the fact that I'm not really sure on what I can invest my XP lamps into, because I can't really plan, because the next area we're going to is going to be random. So yeah, that's interesting. We're going to have to wait and see what we can do with those. But I'm just going to go grab some items from the bank, mainly just some cash. And I'm just going to go ahead and pop off a few achievement diaries straight off the bat, just some really easy ones, such as entering the desert with full desert robe, slicing a cactus and refilling a water skin, and taking a magic carpet ride. I just popped over to Nada to grab myself a bird trap, and then we are going to go over to the hunting area, which is where we are going to catch one of those gorgeous golden birds, which made me sacrifice the purity of my account, which I am so annoyed about. You guys don't even understand. So annoyed. So here we are at the hunting area. Here are the little golden lizards that we are not going to be able to catch, and no way are we even going to bother to catch them. But there is a bird here, so I'm going to set up my trap and wait for the catch. That is another achievement done. We have caught our bird and we are heading back to the Shanty Pass. So before we head back, I thought I would just head over to the Calphite layer to do the achievement diary in here. We have to pick up 5 of the cactus plant things on the floor. Really weird achievement diary. Just running through the Calphites and tanking all the hits. And then I get poisoned and my HP plummets and I get demolished. That was a really bad idea. I didn't expect to die this early on. I guess we're going to have to head back to the desert now. And we can't use the toll gate either, so we're going to have to run round. So after being an absolute weakling, I'm going to take my revenge out on some of these men in KHARID. I'm going to go ahead and buy myself a scimitar from the nice man in the scimitar shop. And I'm just going to go ahead and do some combat training. I have looked around the area of KHARID and we can actually buy a mithril scimitar and also some adamant plate legs. So I've decided that I'm going to level up my skills in order to equip those, because as I said at the beginning of the challenge, we need to make sure that we are able to use those items which are available to us in the store. So I'm going to go ahead and level up my combat skills, and I'll jump back to you guys in a bit. Can we just talk about this fashionscape? It's amazing. Steel scimitar, desert bottoms and boots, and a bronze med helm. absolutely stunning. Cheeky look at the skills. We've got 20 attack and 18 strength and 5 defense, 18 HP. That's what we've been working on recently. And a quick look at the bank. I was really surprised actually. Men and the KHARID guards in the KHARID Palace drop a lot of herbs actually. So I've been stockpiling those in my bank. And I'm just going to go ahead and take the iron daggers, the bronze helmets, and the bronze scimitar that I used to use and go ahead and sell it at the general store because I don't need it anymore. So I thought I'd get rid of it and give us some cash. I found out that I was a little short on cash for the mithril scimitar, so I went back to pickpocketing men just to get that little bit of extra moolah that we need. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. I think it's about 1,000 GP, so it completely wiped out our cash stack, but we look absolutely stunning. Oh, we look gorgeous. That color combination, fashionscape to the max, I'm telling you. Gonna go ahead and sell the scimitar, we don't need it anymore, and then it is back to murdering the innocent civilians of our KHARID. So I also decided to go ahead and start training farming. Now farming, it actually isn't a requirement for this diary, but I thought we might as well go ahead and level it up passively. Now also, I've looked at the lamp and I've decided that I want to spend my experience points on herb lore. However, as you can see, we need Druid Ritual. Now, I knew you need Druid Ritual for the herb lore skill, but I didn't know you needed it to actually use your XP on the lamps. So we need to go ahead and do that at some point. Now, that is technically breaking the exceptions again. However, I didn't want to waste XP lamps because, you know, they're rare. And I actually died and lost one of them as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that later on to unlock the herb lore skill. And a cheeky look at the skills. We got 20 attack, 18 strength, 19 defense, 21 HP, 11 prayer, which I've been getting by burying the bones from the men and the KHARID guards that I've been killing. And also 2 farming from the farming patch. So I've just realised at this point that the armor store in Nada actually sells ruined chain body and ruined plate legs, as well as the green vamp and the green d'hide legs. So 40 defense and 40 range will be in our future. And I've decided to hold off on the mithril plate legs and the adamant plate legs that are sold in the KHARID store, because to be honest, we don't really have a whole lot of money right now. So I think we need to just wait for the ruined ones, and then we wouldn't have to keep upgrading all the time and just go for the big boys at the end.